in the back. Questions for Jack Luttrell and Tacario Davis. We'll start with Michael.
Jack, you're from Georgia. You started your career at Tennessee. How did you end up at Arizona?
There was a connection with me and Coach Aquina through high school. When he was at Stanford, he recruited me. So as soon as I jumped into the transfer portal, it was that same good connection when he contacted me.
So what do you think about Arizona, the West Coast, etc.?
It's been super fun. I love the people out here. Like, everybody's been super nice. The team was like super welcoming when I first got out here, so that was good.
So you mentioned you had a relationship with Coach Aquino. What's it been like kind of learning from him?
It's been good. It's a different style of coaching. Some days he's harder than others, but I love him. It's good coaching.
And then I believe you're now the coach-to-player guy with the helmet and the communication. How's that been for you?
It feels cool when I get the headset in my helmet. It's kind of like playing video games with the headset on. So that's been fun.
Ryan.
Tacario, how are you feeling right now? It seems like you've been battling a lot of stuff. How difficult has that been to play through injury?
No, right now I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, 100%.
But just overall, I mean, has it been a rough year for you being able to have to play through that kind of stuff?
I say a little bit, but nothing serious. But overall, I'm good.
So, Coach Brennan on Saturday talked about how the defense is it's like going against a race of maturity. How's that been for you, Jack, having to play more of a role in the defense, and what have you seen from the young guys?
I just seen the young guys stepping up and then filling in them holes, like losing Gunner, Stooks, and Manu, and they just stepped up and came to play football.
I think you never want to lose a player, like definitely the great players that we have. But when the shot's there, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to train for it too.
Michael.
Tacario, I don't think you were targeted one single time. What was it like to feel like maybe you shut down, half the side?
I mean, it's a good thing overall, but in the moment it was boring, if you ask me, really. But I mean, I should take it as a good thing, not being targeted, not looked at. So I mean, just keep dominating, keep going. In my eyes, it's like a good thing. So just keep working.
Sure. Whether you get the ball thrown to you or not, you still have to help out against the run.
Yeah.
This week, especially, this is a very run-oriented team. What are you guys talking about in terms of, slowing down the run game?
Just keep being physical and just stop the run.
Physicality and winning the line of scrimmage is always big parts of a football game.
Yeah.
A question for both. How much has Dalton really led the defense with all those guys out, and how has his role maybe changed in the defensive scheme?
I wouldn't say the roles really changed. I just feel like, Dalton, he's like high IQ player. Like, he knows all the positions on the defensive end. He's just very mature, and then he just been playing ball for a long time. So it's like he's just a vet out there, just being a vet, doing vet things.
I think kind of like what Bobo said, he's a vet now. Like, he's matured in the defense. Dalton knows every position to play, and he's been super great for me, him and Jen both. If there's ever a question that Coach Aquina don't get answered, Genesis and Dalton get it answered for me.
Tacario, do you see him playing like a similar role as Martell Irby last year?
Yeah, most definitely, yeah. Because he played anywhere, linebacker, safety. He played corner too.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah, he played anywhere.
Michael.
Jack, you had 2 picks in your first start. Maybe could have had 2 in this last game if you had taken maybe a slightly different angle or timed your jump a little differently. How do you kind of view those 2 performances back to back?
After every game, it's good to watch film and evaluate what I did, but I'm on to next week. I'm not even thinking about those right now.
Ryan.
Tacario, is it weird that maybe looking around at times and seeing there's so many of the guys that you started the season with on the field that are now just like in street clothes, and how weird that can be?
I mean, yeah, it's weird, but it's like it's football. It's part of the game. Just next guy up mentality. That's really what it is.
Justin?
So I asked these guys this, Tacario, with Jonah and T-Mac, and I don't know, we're going to talk to you next, but how do you look at the last stretch of games and maybe life after Arizona and possibly prepping for the draft?
Just be where my feet is. Just be now, worried about now, not worry about that down the road. I worry about that down the road. Just be where my feet is, worry about now, and worry about UCF.
Michael?
Jack, are you gonna have family at the game? I know it's not like it's right next door to where you live, but it's a lot closer than where we are now.
Yeah, Orlando is super close to Melbourne, and all my mom's family's from Melbourne, so I'll have close to like 15 people down there.
Are you looking forward to that?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun game.
Ryan?
So Jack, was it the connection to Akina that made it so when you had committed here and signed here and then there was a coaching change that you didn't look to go back into the portal? Was it because Coach Akina was still here?
Yes, sir. Coach Akina and our connection was stronger than the connection I looked for anywhere else.
Justin?
What have the vibes been like at practice this week? I know a 4-game losing streak, maybe you guys can check out and feel dejected, but do you guys feel like you're staying together?
I mean, we always gonna stay together because that's all I really know. Just a brotherhood and just keep fighting, keep competing, and loving one another.
I think practice has been good. We had like good energy. We brought the juice every day.
Yeah.
Michael?
Jack, you got some guys who are injured who maybe are some of the smartest, most experienced players on the team, like Gunnar Maldonado and Trayden Stoops. What have you learned from those guys? What have they been talking to you about as you've integrated yourself into the starting lineup?
They talked to me about pretty much everything, whether it's just seeing the quarterbacks drop, seeing if number 2 is on the ball or off, like anything I coming out of high school didn't see or coming from Tennessee didn't understand. Those older guys like Stooks and Gunnar have been great, just telling me exactly what needs to happen.
Do you expect them to do that? Are you surprised at all that they'd be still willing to help you out?
I'm not surprised at all. They're great guys, and they lead whether they're playing or not.
Justin?
Tacario, what do you think is going to lead to turning some of those pass breakups into interceptions?
Man, I just gotta get my hands. When I get my hands on the ball, I just gotta make a big time play instead of thinking about knocking down. Just try to pick the ball off.
We have time for one more question. All right, that's our time.